So hello everyone. We have already. So now we are moving to line charge density. Line charge density. Line charge density. So basically, line charge density means you have any object like wire, and on that wire, if you have induced a amount of charge, then line charge is total charge on that wire. So how we will derive the line charge, that is rho L should be always equal to rho L should always be. Just for a moment, battery is down, so I will connect it. So basically, line charge means that if you have any object like wire, and on that if you induce amount of charge, then line charge is total charge on the wire upon the length of the wire. So rho L will be equal to total charge of the wire upon length of the wire. So suppose this is the wire, and if you wanted to calculate line charge of this wire, what I will do here, I will, if Q amount of charge is deposited on this wire, so we will calculate the line charge, that is total charge upon the length of all the wire. So suppose if you wanted to calculate for this certain point, this point, this point, this point, in that case, what I'm going to do, so for that case, we will need to consider some cross-sectional area of this point. So what I will write here, you can write here rho L will be equal to total charge upon length wire. So suppose for this area, if I can consider this is dl, and dq amount of charge is imposed into that. So what I will write here, dq by dl, that will be equal to dq will be equal to rho L dl. So when I will integrate it, this will be equal to rho dq will be equal to, it will become q, and that q will be, that is total charge. And so I will integrate this dq, will get q, and that will be equal to rho L to dl. So that is all about the line charge. So I hope this is clear to you what is line charge. Now I will move to surface charge. So basically, surface charge, let's suppose that we have considered this surface, and we are denoted by S, and some q amount of charge is deposited on that. So what will be the surface charge? The surface charge will be equal to total charge upon area of surface. So whatever area we are getting, that area we will calculate it. So but sometimes it is a function of coordinate. For this we need to consider very small differential function. So for this function, if we wanted to calculate, or for if this function if wanted to calculate, so what you will suppose, we will suppose this as dl, this also as dl, and some q amount of charge is imposed into it. So I will tell that dq amount of charge is imposed into it. So I will get here rho s equal to dq by ds. So what I will write here, dq equal to rho s into ds. So therefore, by integrating the terms, what I will get here, dq will be equal to q, that will be equal to rho s ds. So by full integration, we will get these terms. So I hope this is clear to you what is surface charge, how surface charge is varying and all. So basically, surface charge is very important to the capacitor. So surface charge is So basically, the surface charge is the capacitor, because as we are all aware of that capacitor is two parallel plates. So when we are dealing with two parallel plates, so already it will become like a square. So if it is two parallel plate, it will become a square. So for that, in that case, we will deal with capacitor. Now we will deal with volume charge density. So I hope it is clear to you. Volume charge density. So suppose that any random volume is there here, any random volume, and so we are denoted by V, and some total amount of Q amount of current is imposed onto that. So if I'll calculate the volume charge, so that in that case total charge upon total volume of object will be there. So if I'll calculate the volume charge in this case, so it will become total charge upon total volume of object. So sometimes it is having a function of coordinate. So example, if they will ask you to calculate some charge on the given volume or in that point. So suppose this volume is there. They will ask you to consider calculate on this volume, on this volume, on this volume, or in this volume. So let's suppose I consider this as by dV. This section I will consider this as dV. So let's the dq amount of volume is imposed into it. So what I will do here, I will write here del V equal to dq by dV. So therefore dq will be equal to rho V dV. So after integrating, what I will get here, rho dq. So after integration, it will become rho dq equal to dq by dV. So it will become like rho V dV. So rho V dq equal to q equal to rho V dV. So that will be the case for the volume charge density. So now we will calculate some example numerical based on this, and based on that numerical we will see how these things are going on. Let's suppose we have an example like this. If the line charge density is given as 30 J square meter coulomb by meter, and we needed to find the total charge on y-axis from -5 to +5. So in this case, what I will do, I will take this as a line charge, and I will have to calculate from this point to this point, that is -5 to 5. And rho L is already given as 24 y square m square by m. So this is already given to us. So we are already aware of the fact that Q is equal to rho L into dl. So what I will do, I will differentiate this 24 into y square dy -5 to +5, and I will put here my 10 to the power, since it is minus q by x. So what I will get here, 24 into 10 to the power -3, that will be y cube by 3 plus 5 minus 5. So if so you'll get here 8 into 10 to the power -3, 125 plus 125, and that will be equal to 2000 into 10 to the power -3, that will be 2 coulomb. So this is the first example which I'm telling you. So I hope this is clear to you. हेलो, हाँ अपन एक कुछ कर रहे, 15 मिनट फोन कर रहे थे। ठीक है, बाय। So this is the first example. I hope you are clear with this example. Now we'll move to second example and we'll try to solve those examples. Let's suppose second example. So what it is given? So if it is given as f equal to f vector is x square y I cap x plus y square I cap y plus xy into I cap z, and then they are calculating you to find del into f dot ds. First part. Second part, they are asking you to find how to find f dot dl, and they are asking to verify it. So this is the problem. So I think this problem is looking complicated, but actually it is not. So when you will you need to apply all those basic things which we have learned in your things, and you need to apply all those things and you will easily solve those kind of problems. So see how I'm going to solve it. So I'll write like this: del into f vector, that is I j k, and that will be equal to del by del x, del by del y, del by del z, and that is x square y, x plus y, xy. So we are already aware of this formula. Now I will apply here cross multiplication, that is x into del by del y to xy minus del by del z into x plus y vector. Then I will take j terms, that will be minus j, that is del by del x to xy minus del by del z into x square y plus k vector, that is del by del x, x plus y square minus del by del y, x square y. This is the vector. So when I will represent it, I will write here a I cap x minus j cap y plus k cap I minus x square. So this is the term I am getting here. So now I did what I needed to do. So you will get here del into f vector dot ds equal to 1 minus x square. That you will get 1 minus x square. So after getting this, you just needed to solve this. So since x is varying from 0 to 3 and y is varying from 0 to 2, these terms are already varying. So what I will write here? I will write here del into f dot ds equal to, we put the limit 0 to 2, 0 to 3, and 1 minus x square dx dy. So these are all the limits I am putting here. So after substituting the limit, if you will try to solve it, so now I will solve this for you. So you will get here from 0 to 2 x minus x cube by 3, and from 0 to 3 dy. So 0 to 2, 3 minus 9 dy minus 6y 0 to 2 equal to minus 12. So after putting the limit, you will get those values. So for now the second part, and now for the second part I am going to solve it. So see how I will solve it for the second part. For the second part, suppose this is our figure which we have got. So this is our figure 3. So this part I am considering as 1, this is 2. So suppose for this part I am considering this, for this section. So what I will write here, in this y is equal to 0, so dy will be 0, and x is varying from 0 to 3, as you can see in the figure. So what I will write here, ds vector will be equal to dx into I cap x plus dy into I cap y plus dz into I cap z. So what I'll write here, dl vector equal to dx into I cap x. So I'll write here f dot ds equal to 0 to 3x square dx equal to 0. So that I am getting here. So For this is for term first terms. For second term, what I will get here, for second term I'll write here x is constant here. So for this sections I'm dealing for second term, so I will write here x will be equal to 3, dx will be equal to 0, and y is varying from 0 to 2. So if y is varying from 2, so dl vector will become dy into I cap y vector. So therefore f dot dl will become, it will be varying from x plus y square dy. So 0 to 2, 3 plus y square dy. So if I'll integrate it, it will become 3y plus y cube by 3. So we'll put the value, we'll get here 26 by 3. This is for the second part. So for the third part, what we are going to do, the same thing we needed to apply for the third part. So for this section, we are going to define it for the third part. This is our third part. So what I will do here, y will be equal to 2, dy will be equal to 0. So therefore it is varying from 3 to x to 0. So dl will be equal to dx into I cap x. So I'll write here f dot dx equal to 3 to 0 x square y dx. So that will be equal to 3 to 0 2x square dx. So after substituting the limit, you will get here 2 will be get outside, x 2 by 3 to 3 to 0. So I'll get here, if 2 is multiplied minus 9, it will be minus 18. So I think you are clear with this. If you are clear with the third part, now the remaining part will be automatically easier. So see how I'm doing here remaining parts. So for fourth part, x will be, for fourth part x will be automatically 0, dx will be 0, and x is varying from 2 to y to 0. So if it is varying, so I'll write here dl vector will be equal to dy into I cap y. So since f dot dl is given as 0 to 2 and x plus y square dy, so I will substitute the limit here. So that is 2 to 0 y square dy. So that will be y cube by 3, 0 to 3. So when you will solve this, we'll get some value, and that value will get by 8. So try to solve this by yourself, and after solving this, we'll get an overview of this. So now we will solve one or two more problems, and after solving those problems, it will be clear to you. So I am writing here the question. Please note down the question, and if you are having any difficulties in solving those questions, please tell me. So suppose the question was like that: a square plate resulting in defined by -3 to x to 3 and -3 to y to 3. So they are asking you to find the total charge on the plate if surface charge is given by rho s equal to 4y square and so 4y square microcoulomb. So this was the question which was given in your quiz. So I'll just show you how to solve those questions. So after seeing this, I think things will be clear to you, and you will try to circulate in your home. So see, first of all, in any problem, what you wanted to do is you needed to draw the figure. So the figure will make you simpler. So suppose this is, I am talking about a square wave. So this is our square wave. So this is y, x, and y. This is x and this is y. So this is varying from -3 to 3, and this is varying from -3 to +3. And rho s is given as 4y square microcoulomb per meter square. Rho s is given like that. So what you will do? So you just needed to substitute the formula here. So that is q equal to rho s into ds. So surface integration of surface charge density. So what I will write here? I will write here minus 3 to 3. So minus 3 to 3, I'll put the limit here. I'll write 4y square dx dy. So after that, after substituting the value, I'll get here 3 to minus 3 y cube by 3, 3 to minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 6 microcoulomb per meter square. So 4 into 10 to the power minus 6 into 6 into 1 by 3 to 9 plus 9. So I'll get here 0.432 microcoulomb. So this is also a simple question. All you wanted to do is you need to substitute the values there, and after substitution of the values, things will be clear and it will be crystal clear for you. So now one more question which we have given in the quiz, we'll try to solve this that question also, and after that I'll think you will get an idea how to solve the problems. So see, so suppose a question is given as a thick spherical cell centered at the origin extends between r equal to 2 centimeter and r equal to 3 centimeter. If the volume of the charge density is rho v is given as 3r into 10 to the power minus 4 centimeter cube, and they're asking you to find the total charge contained in the cell. So this is also the simple problem. So first of all, after solving the problem, you need to draw the figure for this. So this is the volume they are talking about, and some 3 coordinates are there in that. So x, y, and z coordinates, x, y, x, z, and y coordinates are there, and one between small circle is also there. So this is of 3 centimeter, this is of 2 centimeter. So as we are noted, for spherical coordinates, r belongs to 2 into 10 to the power minus 2 and 3 into 10 to the power minus 2. So this is all we are aware of. So now, and theta will change from 0 to pi, and phi will change from 0 to 2 pi. So all this is aware, we are aware of this. So I just needed to substitute the formula here. See, so what I will do here. So therefore theta will be equal to 0 to 2 pi. This will be 0 to pi. This 2 into 10 to the power minus 2, 3 into 10 to the power minus 2, and 3r into 10 to the power minus 4 to all those terms. So if I substitute the value, so 3 into 10 to the power minus 4 will become r to the power 4, and the value will be, this will be the value. So, and this will be changing from minus cos theta to cos theta 0 to pi, and this phi is changing from 0 to 2 pi. So you need to substitute the value here. What you will do after substitution, you will get here. So after substituting, you will put here 2 pi. So you will get here 61213 to the power minus 12 coulomb. This is a simple problem. So this kind of problem you are going to see in your paper. So we have already discussed here. So basically we have discussed here what is line charge, what is surface charge, and volume charge. So basically line charge means if you have any object which is attached to the wire, and if that wire has induced a current, so line charge of the wire will be equal to the total charge in that wire upon the total length of the wire. So I hope all these things are clear with you, and if somebody will ask you what is line charge, what is volume charge, what is surface charge, so you will get an overview and you will try to solve the problem based on the line charge, volume charge, and surface charge. And that is, these problems are not so complicated, you just needed to apply the formulas which we have which you have learned in the class, all these things. So and we are already aware of that, say, in electromagnetism, charge density is the amount of electric charge that is per unit length, surface area, or volume. So volume charge density is the quantity of charge, and the SI unit is measured in coulomb, so at any point of volume. So we are already aware of the fact of all those things. So uh, so like mass density, charge density can vary with positions. And you know that in electromagnetic theory, charge density is also idealized as continuous scalar functions. So like rho x, lambda x, like these functions we are idealize the charge density. And we are already aware of the fact that all the charge is carried by subatomic particles. So which can be and that subatomic particle can be idealized at any point. So the concept of continuous charge distribution will be an approximation which becomes an inaccurate at some small scale length. So the charge distribution ultimately composed of individual charges which we are already. So for example, if an electric charge metal object is made up of conduction electrons moving randomly in the metal crystal lattice, so static electric is caused by the surface charge consisting of ions on the surface of object, and that the space charge in vacuum tube which is composed of cloud of free electrons moving randomly in that space. So the free electron moving randomly in the conductor is equal to the number of mobile charge carriers, which is equal to the per unit volume. So that charge density is equal to the carrier density multiplied by the elementary charge on the particle, because however the elementary charge on electron will be equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So an atom will be like same. So I hope you are aware with this. So I hope you now things are pretty clear to you. So now I've told you what is line charge, what are the things which will be important for you. So in any of the scenario, if any questions comes in that point, I think you are eligible to solve those kind of problem. So I'll tell you one more problem. So try to solve this problem at your home. So question was given like that. Find the total charge contained in a cylindrical volume and Z is varying from 3 and value of Z is 20 rho Z meter. So for that you just needed to draw a figure. So after drawing the figure, so suppose this is our x axis, this is our y axis, this is our z axis. So you just needed to draw the figure based on that. So I think this all things are clear with you. So we'll discuss later things in the later session.